This week on The Real Fishing Show, we are heading north across the Quebec border to La Réserve Beauchene in Témiscamingue. There is over 50,000 acres of beautiful country and over 40 lakes filled with fish. Eric Hodgins joins Bob as they cast out for smallmouth bass. Targeting boulders and sunken timber make this lake perfect for catching these fish. Hopping over to David Lake, one of the many brook trout lakes in La Réserve Beauchene, Bob sets out on his own to enjoy the simple pleasure of brook trout fishing. It doesn't take much to enjoy the picturesque forests and shorelines of one of the best fishing destinations in Quebec.
Nice little brook trout.
Oh, here we go. Hello.
Oh yeah.
Get ready, get ready.
Here comes. Whoa.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh man. That is a big rainbow. Oh. Yeah. That thing is a monster. Look at that big laker. Look at the size of this fish.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Whoa. He's a jumper. That is awesome, girl. Look at that. Yeah. Woo! Hooked up, boys. Whoa. All right.
Here he comes, here he comes.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a nice one. All right, look at that.
Hey,
Real Fishing is sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
That's what I call real fishing. It's been a number of years since I've fished La Réserve Beauchene. When an opportunity came up to go back, I thought I'd invite a friend of mine, Eric Hodgins from southwestern Ontario, who had never been to this special place.
Well, this lake's got all the features you want as far as the bass are concerned. We've got huge boulders all the way out. I mean, the boat is now in 18 feet of water. Look at the structure we're marking out here.
Yeah, you got tons of rocks, drop-offs and stuff that lead into deeper water, and of course.
Timber laying on the bottom all the way. We've seen it in 13 feet already.
And you get all the spawning habitat right up against the shore too. So they say that a lot of these areas on Beauchene are good, you know, spring, summer, fall. The fish just stay in a lot of these areas. And I think they move into spawn and they just basically move to a little bit deeper water, but very close by in the summer.
Well, with the amount of bait that we've been marking, they don't have to go far for a meal, that's for sure.
Now, and interestingly, I think that they eat a lot of different types of bait here. And what was that bait fish earlier today we had when I was trolling with Steve? That was...
oh, the alewife.
Yeah, that was a big, big alewife. And that's what, you know, not a very big lake trout spit that up.
Yeah, that was incredible. It was, what, about a 3-pound fish that spit that out?
Yeah, and it just goes to show you the type of bait in here, which make it obviously a healthy fishery.
We could have filleted that alewife and breaded it for dinner. It was
You're
that big.
always thinking about food.
Wow.
And one thing I think we should mention to the viewers that we are making extremely long casts, as long a cast as we can with this light fluorocarbon. And the reason is the water has got some color to it, but I think a longer cast with a jerkbait just enables you to cover more water. So you just want to wind up and let her go.
If you're running a little bit higher in the water column and you notice that you've got a fish following it, a lot of times if you pause the bait, the fish will then hit it. You can actually snap the rod and give a lot of slack back to the bait, and the bait will spin around, and a lot of times the fish hit it. They seem to be aggravated by the bait turning around and facing it as if it's challenging the fish or something. There's a fish.
You got one?
No, stick roll.
Nice stick. Oh yeah, perfect. It's
Oh!
right at the boat.
Unbelievable.
You are just putting on a clinic tonight.
Another Beauchene smallmouth. Here he comes.
You're just hogging him, and I couldn't fish harder.
What do you think? This fish came right up behind it and took the whole bait in.
Wow. Reminds me of you at the dinner table. Look at that. All right.
A little extrication there. Real dark fish. Nice colors on them, though.
Isn't that something? And you know, one of the great things about this fishery is they protect it so much. That fish there could be, you know, a 10-year-old fish. And, you know, I'm guessing at 10, but I'm sure it's close to that. And by putting them back, you can catch them again.
More great fishing when we return.
Whoa. Oh.
Closed captioning is brought to you by boaterexam.com. Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. Though rarely inhabiting the same lake, smallmouth bass and brook trout are often found side by side in similar waters. Our two favorite locations are Beauchene in Quebec and the Haliburton region in Ontario. As anywhere, remote and inaccessible lakes support the healthiest fish populations. At Beauchene, catch and release maintains peak levels. For us, it's a unique learning experience, as well as a chance to experiment with different lures and techniques. One thing we've noticed is that for two entirely different fish, there are distinct similarities. Baits and presentations that take smallmouth work equally well on brook trout. And that includes a few things that even surprised us. We found this to be true nearly everywhere. Brook trout really go for a big mouthful. For an exceptional experience with these top-end game fish, why not consider fly fishing? Here again, the very same flies designed for smallmouth will interest brook trout. Even with little or no skill, a proper selection of flies will put you in business. Fly fishing is, in fact, a deadly finesse technique. Just get it out there, add a few tugs and jerks, and be ready for serious action.
Well, the one thing that people expect when they come to Beauchene is world-class fishing, and Beauchene has offered that for years. The scenery is just breathtaking, and wildlife will be all over you while you're fishing. But Beauchene is much more than that. Staff go out of their ways to make this a five-star destination. The meals are just outstanding. Food is rated excellent by all our guests year after year. And we have a wide range of accommodation. We start from outposts to a little campground. We also have rooms in our main lodge. There's camps and our luxury bird chalets. Most of all this is on the American plan, which basically includes everything. So all you have to bring is your rod, your tackle, and your appetite.
I'm using actually one of my Pro Series rods that I designed with Shimano, and it's a very soft tip. And I think with treble hook lures, a softer tip, you catch more fish. And just show everybody at home, see how soft this is? Like that is a whipstick right there. Very soft. So when a bass engulfs this bait, gives it just that split second more before you feel it and set the hook. And really, you don't have to set much with these soft rods, do you think?
I don't think so at all. I think with the softer rod, it's definitely very forgiving once you have the fish buttoned up.
Yep.
And you can get away with a little bit lighter line, especially in these clear water situations that you find yourself in nowadays. And use the fluorocarbon, of course.
Yeah, I'm using trilene fluorocarbon, and I think I got about 12 on this one. You're using 10, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got trilene as well, fluorocarbon, and I'm using the 10-pound test on this.
Now I got 10 on my other rod there that I was gonna put this bait on, but I really wanted to try this Pro Series rod with the jerk bait. One of the advantages of, most bass rods are one piece, but in the case of this rod here, the signature rod, this is a two-piece rod, so you can take it on, trips like if you're flying into a place or if you have a small compact car, you can take it apart. So what do you think of this place?
Absolutely incredible.
40 lakes, all kinds of species of fish, brook trout, splake, lakers,
Pike,
walleye,
smallmouth.
It's wild. No, one of the keys though is they've always managed this this place to the point of, you can keep a fish to eat while you're here, but you're not, taking fish out, which is nice. And
I think they say they have 50,000. Oh, there's a fish on the pause.
No way.
On the pause.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
50,000 acres.
50,000 acres, I believe they say they have here. And I think their guests have the only access to all of it. Is that correct?
Oh, what do you got there? Oh,
another little smallmouth.
Yeah, it's all, it's just for guests only. Now that fish hit on the paws. Just swing her the other way there. That fish hit right on the paws. That is a wild color you got on that wild shiner.
That one's called the clown.
Yeah, well,
I think they
appropriate.
named it after you.
No, I think mine's more the sexy shad.
That's funny. I stopped to put my mouth in gear, and so did this little fella.
All righty.
When we come back, Bob takes a try at brook trout fishing. Stay tuned.
Today I'm at La Reserve Beauchene. I'm in one of the smaller lakes here. Actually, this is David Lake. There's 40 lakes on the property, and it is one of those incredible places in the province of Quebec that you just have to try. There's a bit of a hatch going on right now, and these brookies are just hammering some bug on the surface. Oh, there's one right behind me, just come up. Now there's a bit of a ripple on the water. It's funny, it was flat like just a minute before I caught that fish. Now there's a ripple. Let's see. Oh yeah. Whoa, I just switched up to a crankbait here. All right. Whoa, baby. Switched up to a little 1/4 ounce red eye shad. Whammo. You know, that's one thing about brookies is a lot of people, you know, use spoons and spinners for them. And I was using a Viking spoon, great bait for them, but I thought I'd just try something a little different here, and I'll just show you as soon as I get this baby unhooked. There we go. Got her on the hook. I'll give you a good shot of the fish here. Hold the fish in the water for a second. That's a very small lipless crankbait. It's a Strike King red eye shad. Pretty cool little bait. And let's throw it here. Look at this. These are very tricky fish to hold on to. That is a nice brookie right there. It's gonna, look at that. That's what we're talking about. That's just a beautiful brookie. And there it goes. All right. And this bait here is one of those baits that, once again, very easy to use. I'm just gonna back up a bit here. Like the spoon, you know, a steady retrieve will catch a lot of brookies. And what I like to do with a bait like this is cast it out. And I think you catch bigger than average size brookies on a body bait. And you can feel it vibrating through the tip of this rod here. And I think that's one of the keys, is if it's fouled up, of course, you're not going to feel it vibrate as much. So anyway, I can feel it vibrating away through the rod tip. I'm just going to work up. There's a bit of a shallow shelf here. I want to just get over. Oh, just let it sink down into that silt. Come on. Come on around. Where are you? There's the leader. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard not to like that. Look at that thing. Nice little brook trout. This one here has just got those incredible colors. Oh yeah, look at that. All right. Like Call these square tails, and for good reason. They have a square tail. Just pull this out here. One hook in them. There we go. And I switch back to the spoon from the red eye shad, and that's like gold and blue. Pretty cool. That spoon's been around for a long time, and it's just a great little spoon. Now check this out. Look at that. That cold water, these things are very healthy. Is that incredible or what? Cool. All right. Little brook trout fishing, you know. It's just so much fun getting out here on these small lakes, whether you're by yourself like I am tonight or with a friend, and just covering some water, having some fun. And it doesn't get more peaceful than this, I'll tell you. Hey, we'll stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more real fishing after this.
Up next.
Come on, Loon. This is my fish, not yours. For almost 30 years now, I've seen people at sportsman shows and tackle stores, trade shows, pick up a graphite fishing rod and bend it around like this, and they figure that's the way you test a rod. Not. That's a good way of breaking a very brittle graphite construction fishing rod. Now, granted, I use a lot of graphite rods for my fishing because they're lightweight and they're sensitive, but compared to other constructions, they may not be quite as durable, especially when you're trying to bend them like this. But this is a Shimano Voltaeus rod. It's brand new. It's an affordable, extremely durable and lightweight rod that fuses carbon and T-glass together. Now, this unifiber construction is available in 29 models, both freshwater and saltwater, and we're talking about extremely strong. It has stainless steel guides that are corrosion resistant, graphite reel seats, and basically these come from ultralight models up to ones that you can use for marlin out on the ocean. And we're talking about extremely strong rods. Now, I used these down in Belize, and I had a big wahoo on the other day, and I could not hold this giant fish on. It stripped my spinning reel completely. I ended up with no line on my reel because I was just outmatched for this giant fish. But the rod was incredible. It was bent right over. Now, Big Jim McLaughlin, who a lot of you know from Tournament Fishing and his Just Fishing newspaper, he put me on to using the new Voltaeus rods for reaction baits. I'm talking about crankbaits. Now, crankbaits historically have treble hooks on them. You lose a lot of fish on treble hook lures. But because of the soft action in the unifiber construction, once again, of the T-glass and carbon, make these incredibly forgiving. And I was on Lake Erie. I tried it out with some crankbaits, and I'll tell you, I did not lose a smallmouth bass by using the Voltaeus rod on a bait cast outfit. And speaking of crankbaits, this is a crankbait here, a lipless one, the red eye shad. Kevin Van Dam just recently won the Bassmasters Classic on it. Crankbaits and Voltaeus rods, ultra durable, forgiving. What more could you ask for? Oh, just had a hit. Here we go. Oh, he was chasing. Oh man, there's one right there. There we go. Whoa, baby. Alrighty. Yeah. I better back off this drag a bit. I'm only running 3-pound test fire line here. All right. Good stuff. Oh yeah. Look at there. Nice little brook trout. Cool stuff. Oh yeah. Now I'll just hold this in the water right here. Pull the hook off. Tools of the trade, everything is here. Oh, that's a... Okay. That there. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Cool. Alrighty. This thing here. Whoa, oh, the loon's after it. Whoa. There's a loon under the water, just came after this brook trout. This guy was just chasing my brook trout. Look at him. Come on, loon, this is my fish, not yours. That loon was after this brookie. All right. Okay. There's no question that that loon had supper on his mind. Okay. Look at this. Look at that. All righty. Good stuff. That was funny. I think that's probably about the first or second. It might have happened one time about 25 years ago where I was fighting a fish and a loon came in, but those guys like their fish, you know, and I don't know. I don't think you could eat a brook trout that size, but maybe, I guess. You just never know. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. You know, I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world. I have had an opportunity to fish so many great places over the years, and La Reserve Beauchene in Quebec is certainly one of them. With so many lakes, the only problem is there's never enough time to fish them all. Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. That was too cool. Oh, man, what a fish. Look at that. Yes.